It's Big 12 Baseball Championship. It's been a great week at Globe Life Field here in Arlington, Texas. Now it's time to crown a champion. Winner gets the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament and the Big 12 title. It comes down to the Oklahoma State Cowboys, who have fought their way back through the losers bracket, and the Horned Frogs of TCU, a perfect 3-0 in the tournament. Oklahoma State has had an amazing week, that is for sure. Alongside Greg Swindell, I'm Clay Matvick. It's great to have you with us. How about those Cowboys? Had to win 2 yesterday, and they did it against Texas Tech, and they did it in dramatic fashion. Aiden Miola was the star with the walk-off.
Yeah, Aiden Miola. No more exciting play than a walk-off to put you in a championship game. And Aiden Miola right here, in only his second at-bat since first at-bat actually, since March 24th, to hit one in the upper deck to put Oklahoma State in the championship game today.
6-5 the final over Texas Tech as the Red Raiders go 2-2 here in the tournament. Now TCU, they're in the championship game. It was a little more stress-free as they go 3-0. They have scored a lot of runs, 36 so far, and they stay red hot in the month of May.
36 games in 3 games. They've scored more, but it's taken them 4 or 5 in other championship games and series. But you see the numbers right there. They joined the Big 12 in 2013. And they like the tournament time. They score some runs, and they've done it again, obviously, in 2023.
Here's the lineup for TCU, and keep an eye on Braden Taylor. He has been outstanding. He has driven in 9 of the runs.
I mean, if it's pitch count down possibly 3, you're going to see both sides today. I mean, both of these teams, Oklahoma State and TCU, probably are in regionals, so barring getting a player injured, they're going to try to take care of their players today and get ready for next week, obviously. But first and foremost, you also want to win this ball game.
First hitter is Elijah Nunez, the center fielder, who has had a great regional. 6 for 12 here in the tournament with 4 runs batted in. TCU is a team hitting .402, 39 hits in 3 games. 1-2 strikes from Ben Abram.
.39 hits in 3 games, and only got 3 in yesterday's game.
Still managed to take care of K-State 6-3. Fly ball to right field. And Carson Binge is going to come over and make the catch on the first out. That'll bring up Carson Bowen, the catcher. TCU was the preseason pick to win the Big 12 regular season. It took a while for them to find their rhythm. Ended up finishing 4th, but no doubt playing their best ball right now.
Playing good, pitching good. Obviously, talking about the runs crossing the plate. Both of these teams have played really good the last 3 weeks of the season, record-wise.
Bowen, the steady, true freshman catcher from Southern California, 6 for 12. 3 runs batted in here in the Big 12 tournament. Abram misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bowen making the Big 12 all-freshman team. Leads TCU with that .345 batting average.
TCU had 4 on the all-freshman team.
Yeah, young team, 22 new faces for Kirk Sarlos' squad this year, Zeke. And you got a freshman starting at shortstop behind the plate in Bowen, 3 freshmen in the weekend rotation. It's just really been a young year, and I guess no surprise that it took a while for them to find their rhythm.
Abelt, who we saw in yesterday's game out of the bullpen. And yeah, when you have that many new faces, it can take a while to get into a rhythm. Learning the system, learning this level of play.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Bowen. Abram. This is wide, sliding over there, Chase Atkinson. One down here in the top of the first. Swung on and missed, struck him out. 2 down. Good start here for Abram.
A really good start. Nice and comfortable in rhythm. It helps already having pitched in this park on that mound. Different situation. It's not a championship game, but still, you're comfortable with the surroundings. And there's a lot of surroundings here.
Yeah, there sure is. Globe Life Field hosting this tournament for the second straight year. The shift is on now for Braden Taylor. 7 for 12, 4 doubles, a couple of home runs here in the Big 12 tournament. He's going to swing at the first pitch and send it foul. He hit his 20th home run against Kansas on Thursday to become TCU's all-time home run leader. 45 now in his career, passing Royce Huffman, who held that record for 24 years.
He's been really good since stepping on campus at TCU. Saw him down there before the game, had the team in the huddle, giving them a little talk, a little speech. It wasn't too much of a pep talk like football. You see him jumping around and doing stuff. He was just straightforward talking to the team.
Yeah, good leader out of West Jordan, Utah. 2-strike pitch, just sprays it foul to stay alive. You look at Braden Taylor's numbers this year, and the batting average down a little bit. It's obviously his draft year. Maybe he was pressing at times early in the season, but boy, the power numbers and the RBI numbers as good as they've been the last 2 seasons for Taylor.
I think could be draft year, but also when a lot of times when power numbers go up, that average will go down a little bit because you are hitting the ball out of the park and sometimes trying to hit the ball out of the park. But still, he's still batting over 300, which is pretty solid. And having a real good Big 12 championship tournament.
Base is empty, 2 outs for TCU here in the top of the first inning. Winner is the Big 12 tournament champion for 23. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ben Abram. The left-hander delivers the first pitch to Zach Earhart, and it sails outside. Earhart 4 for 16 here in Arlington with a double and a run batted in. 236, a couple of homers, 12 runs batted in. He had a difficult start to the season. Zeke suffered a shoulder injury, missed all of March, but he's been a vital part of Oklahoma State getting to this point.
He's been there a little bit, so obviously when you get healthy, 100% healthy, and have your full squad, you'll start playing well, as Oklahoma State's done late in the season here.
Of course, Oklahoma State sharing the Big 12 regular season title with Texas and West Virginia. Cowboys' second Big 12 regular season title, and Earhart reaches on a walk to start the game.
4-pitch walk from Hoover. He has pitched in this tournament, pitched an inning like we talked about, but now, I mean, this is a championship game. You got a freshman on the mound. It takes a lot of nerves. Could have seen some nerves right there. The first batter of the game, 4 out of the zone.
So Rock Riggio will hit with a man on. What a year it's been for the sophomore from Simi Valley, California. Leads the team in hits, homers, walks, on base percentage, slugging percentage, and he's top 10 in the Big 12 in all of those categories. 3 for 16 here in the tournament with 4 runs batted in, and was taken out of that second game against Texas Tech a little early yesterday. Was a little under the weather, wasn't feeling well, but we were down on the field before the game, Zeke, and it sounds like he's okay to go today, feeling all right.
We were around the batting cages, taking batting practice. Still didn't look too good in the face, but he's in there. He's not going to miss this championship game. I'm sure he got overnight, got hydrated a little bit.
Hey, it's a lot of games in a short amount of time.
This will be their 6th game in 5 days. You're not used to that at the college level.
Check the swing.
Slipped in the box, checking the swing right there.
1-2 the count on Riggio. Riggio's bat got real hot in mid-March. At that time, he was only hitting .234, but comes into today's game hitting .341. Runner goes. Swung on and missed. Here's the throw from Bowen, and it's not in time. Stolen base for Zach Earhart as Riggio strikes out for the first out.
Really good jump from Earhart. Almost got a walking lead right there. Took off. All Bowen could do was get the ball right on the money, but a good jump got him into second base. 12 for 12 now on stolen bases for Earhart.
Runner in scoring position now for Carson Binge. Binge, a freshman out of Yukon, Oklahoma. Was driven in 5 runs here in Arlington this week. First team all Big 12 as a utility. Outfielder, also pitches quite a bit. Has made 10 starts this year.
Driven in 5 runs with 3 hits, making them all count.
Ground ball to short. Going to be a tough play for Silva. Off balance, low throw, but picked by Fontenelle. And Earhart will go to third, 2 down. Congratulations to the Vanderbilt Commodores, champions of the SEC. Welcome under the roof here at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. Alongside Greg Swindell, I'm Clay Matvick. Glad to have you along for the Big 12 title game between TCU and Oklahoma State. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning for the Cowboys, and Oklahoma State is a runner at third. Zach Earhart, who led off the inning with a walk, stole a base, and moved over on a ground ball. TCU went quietly in the first inning.
1, 2, 3, a couple strikeouts from Ben Abram in that top of the first.
This is the catcher, Chase Atkinson, at the plate for the Cowboys, who won 2 games yesterday against Texas Tech to stay alive in this thing. They have had to battle their way through the losers bracket after losing to in-state rival Oklahoma on Wednesday.
Playing 6th game in 5 days are the Cowboys. 2 yesterday, like you talked about. Had to win the 2 to get in this championship game, and that's not an easy thing to do as well. Texas Tech was playing well, but took a walk-off home run by Aiden Miller to put him in this game.
Here's Josh Holliday, now in his 11th year as head coach of Oklahoma State. Looks good for them to be a host next week in the NCAA tournament. But we were down on the field before the game talking to him, and he said, man, we want to win this thing so bad, especially after fighting through the losers bracket. His guys are hungry today.
Yeah, you don't play the game to not win. I mean, that's what Josh Holliday pretty much told us. We want to win. The kids are hungry. If they wanted to go home and know they had possibility of hosting, they could have just lost one of the games yesterday, but played their hearts out. And you could see after that walk-off home run that they were very excited to win that ball game and be where they are today.
3-2 count. Chase Hoover, the left-hander, comes home. Ground ball pulled just outside of third. This is how they did it yesterday, game 2 against Texas Tech. In the bottom of the 9th, Aiden Miola.
Aiden Miola right there, his first at bat since March 24th, had a thumb injury, and that's one of the furthest in this building in this tournament. Upper deck shot, a walk-off to put him in the championship game.
Two outs again, the 3-2. Outside, runners at the corners now. And Nolan Schubert, the Big 12 co-freshman of the year, walking to the plate.
He's had a really good year. Had both freshman of the year. Shoji Naka from Kansas was in the house. And now Schubert, a couple of talented young players, going to be really good in this league for a few years.
Tough spot here for the freshman left-hander. Asked to start in this championship game, and when we talked to Kirk Saarloos at TCU, don't expect him to go too long today. Just trying to survive the first right now.
Trying to get out of this without giving up a run. Schubert is batting .427 with runners in scoring position.
And now here comes a visit on the mound. Chase Hoover, kind of a dejected look already here as Kirk Saarloos comes out for a visit. Second-year head coach, just 43 years old. Of course, led TCU to the Big 12 regular season title in his first season last year. Longtime pitching coach for Jim Schlossnagle at TCU. And
see, I know it's not, he doesn't start all the time, but Hoover, in that picture right there, you had Bowen, Hoover, and Silver. All three freshmen.
Yeah.
This is the future for TCU. I mean, they're always good. And now they've had 4 on the all-freshman team and 3 right now starting in the field.
13 freshmen on this roster, and many of them have critical roles on this team. Great opportunity here for Oklahoma State to take the lead in the first inning. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. First pitch inside to Schubert. And now it's 2-0. Pitch count at 20. Ready for Hoover.
It'll be interesting the way both head coaches go about working this game with the pitching staffs. Talking to both of them. I mean, it's important. You want to win a championship. You know, it's always good to hoist the trophy. Oklahoma State feels good about being there. TCU trying to win again multiple times here in the Big 12 championship.
And if Hoover can get through this thing unscathed, what a victory that will be for him and for TCU going forward in this ball game, because you know they're thin in pitching. Both teams are going to be thin in pitching today.
That's why I mean, 22 pitches, already getting the bullpen going. Luke Savage down there starting to throw for TCU.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Schubert. Swung on and missed. He got out of it. Chase Hoover wiggles his way off the hook in the first, and we stay scoreless. Greg Swindell, former Texas Longhorn All-American, World Series winner on Clay Matvick. Glad to have you along here as we move into inning number 2 of the Big 12 championship. TCU and Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State won a share of the Big 12 regular season title with Texas and West Virginia. Their first regular season championship since 2014.
Oklahoma State looking for their 4th title overall. Their last one coming in 2019 in this tournament.
Cole Fontenelle ripping it foul. Fontenelle, junior out of Washington State, 3 for 7, a couple of ribbies here at Globe Life. Switch hitting junior college transfer. He's been a great fit at TCU. He'll be followed by Trey Richardson, another transfer, and Curtis Byrne, the designated hitter. 4, 5, and 6 in the order. TCU, I get the sense, Greg, that Frog's not used to these late starts. I mean, they played 2 of their 3 games at 9 a.m. this week. They probably didn't know how to act.
They don't know what to do without fog in their eyes. There were some early starts here in this tournament.
That's outside, so a ball and 2 strikes now to Fontenelle. The one nice thing about Globe Life Field, though, Zeke, is no rainouts.
No rainouts, air conditioning. Starting to warm up down here in Texas.
It's been an absolutely great week of baseball. 1-2 pitch. Off speed, misses outside and wide by quite a margin there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ben Abram, senior out of Georgetown, Ontario. Tall Canadian transfer from rival Oklahoma. Made 53 appearances on the mound the last 4 years for the Sooners. Now working for the Cowboys. So long at bat for Fontenelle to start the inning. Pitch number 8 on the way.
Working the count. Getting the pitch count up. We know Abram probably only going to go 2 innings there. Oklahoma State has the bullpen going. Both these squads would let their starters go 2, maybe 3. We'll see multiple pitchers in this game.
TCU beat K-State, Kansas, and K-State again to get to this point. And as you say that, Zeke, there's both barrels going in the Cowboys bullpen.
Michael Benzer, the lefty, Throwing. Cade Shotwell, the righty.
Two. Struck him out. Strikeout number 3 for Abram, and 3 in a row going back to last inning.
2 on the fastball, 1 on the fastball, 2 off the slider. Good located pitch right here, down and in to the lefty. Swings right over the top of it. 3 in a row for Abram.
We talked about Oklahoma State and how they're trying to win their first conference title since 2019. TCU looking to win a 4th Big 12 tournament title and their first since 2021. This is a rematch from that 2021 year, TCU and Oklahoma State. Trey Richardson the last several years has been in a Baylor Bears uniform. Transferred over to TCU this year and has been a critical part of helping Anthony Silva along at shortstop. He has been a veteran presence at second base and has also done a great job at the plate.
Trey's played a lot of baseball at this level. First time in a championship game here in the Big 12 tournament. We've seen him a couple times this week go to the mound to talk to young pitchers. Saves a pitching coach. Well, now you have a certain amount of trips. Catcher can't even go out to the mound as many times. So when you have your infielder and a veteran presence like that, understand the game and go out to talk to a pitcher, and for a pitcher to listen to him.
That's the key right there.
Being an ex-pitcher, what are you going to tell me? What do you know about pitching? Besides, you know how to hit it, but
I'll bet there were some veterans though that you.
Well, I listen.
I
listen to everyone. Obviously, if they're coming to the mound, it's not good. You're not in a good situation.
2-2 pitch. Just off the plate. The home plate umpire, Casey Mosier. John Brammer's at third. Chris Koski at second. Mike Morris at first. Doug Williams in left field. Chris Griffith in right. And these 6 umpires have been outstanding this week here in Arlington.
Been really good. Now here in the championship game, 6 umpires. Usually the games until the championship game, only 4. Here in the championship game, got 2 down the lines.
Ben Abram has retired the first 4 Horned Frogs he has faced here in this ballgame. TCU looking like a number 2 seed when the field is announced tomorrow for the NCAA tournament. Their RPI at about 34 last time we checked. They're going to be a nightmare draw for some 1 seed somewhere. Richardson bounding ball back up the middle. It sees itself into center field. First hit of the game for the Frogs.
Not much to it. Just take it right back up the middle. Just past Abram. Bound out into center field. Very fast turf, fast infield here at Globe Life.
And now you've got Richardson to deal with on the base paths. He's got 23 stolen bases on the year. That's high for the team, and they have 127 as a club. That's the most in the Big 12.
And they're not afraid to run regardless of the score. You got that team speed. You're built on that team speed, and they use it.
Curtis Byrne, first pitch swinging over the glove of Wolford at third base into left field. Richardson, who's got wheels, is going to get to third. They'll slam the brakes on there. So the designated hitter, Curtis Byrne, delivers here in the second inning. Second and third and 1 out for TCU.
Talk about the infield being fast. It's also a little firm out in front of home plate. That ball just chopped out in front of home plate. Almost looked like a pop fly going over Wolford's head. Thought for a second Richardson might have an opportunity to score, but they held the brakes on him.
To give Curtis Byrne a single and give him second on the throw. You thought they should give him a double, don't you?
The location. I mean, if the runner's not on going to third, it's going to be a double.
Now, great opportunity for the freshman Anthony Silva. Made the league's all-freshman team this year, second team all Big 12. Good-looking shortstop out of San Antonio. 3 for 13, 4 driven in this week for Silva. He was in the running for the Big 12 Freshman of the Year award, but of course Nolan Schubert of Oklahoma State and Cody Shojinaga of Kansas shared that, as we talked about.
Opportunity here, put the ball in play, get yourself a lead here early in the championship game.
Left side, and that's going to be cut off. Marcus Brown doesn't have a play. He's going to have to eat it. Richardson scores, Byrne to third, and Anthony Silva puts TCU on the board. It's 1-0.
We've seen in this tournament a lot of fly balls. A lot of fly balls that go in this outfield that's very large, and they don't go anywhere. Here right now, 2 that have just bounced in front of home plate, and they're able to get by Wolford down there at third. Marcus Brown saves the run by keeping it on the infield. Nobody covering third, and Richardson will score.
And now Rob Walton, the longtime pitching coach for the Cowboys, makes a slow walk out.
Benzer, the lefty, still throwing. Look at the pitch, 35 pitches for Abram. They don't want to extend him too much. Oklahoma State will play next week in a regional. Host sites come out in about 2 hours. Don't want to overextend him here because he'll be one of that starting pitchers next weekend.
What a job he has done with this Oklahoma State pitching staff this year. Of course, a Cowboy Hall of Famer himself, former Oral Roberts head coach. It's the most turnover his staff has had at Oklahoma State. 85% of the staff is different than it was a year ago. He's pulled it all together.
Yeah, I mean, and Oklahoma State is not a friendly place to pitch. So when you get guys to understand it, follow the system. He's done really well over his tenure there. He's had 32 all Big 12 selection pitchers.
A run in. Still just 1 out. Runners at the corners for TCU. So they've got the lead in the Big 12 championship game. Luke Boyers, the starting left fielder for this one. Switch hitting junior. Hits it high. Hits it deep. Right field. Goodbye home run. Luke Boyers, a 3-run job here in Arlington. His 7th of the year, and TCU now leads it 4-0.
That's it. His home run that might be the furthest in this tournament. That one right there for Boyers. Crushed to right center. Right underneath it, he knew it. The runner, look how far this one goes up. 15 rows up over the bullpen. Excited TCU crowd and dugout right now taking a 4-0 lead.
And he's been out of the lineup more than in the last few weeks or so because Logan Maxwell has been doing such a good job in left field and at the plate. But Maxwell got hurt yesterday. Nice play at short by Marcus Brown to prevent Austin Davis from getting an infield hit. Well, TCU continues to pile up runs here at the Big 12 tournament. 4 runs on 4 hits today. They scored 16 against Kansas State on Wednesday, 14 in eliminating Kansas on Thursday. K-State and eliminated by the Frogs yesterday. They scored 6 runs in the process there.
Something about this Big 12 tournament. Scoring a lot of runs. It's 40 now. 40 now in 4 games.
Back to the top of the order in Nunez. Nunez flew out to right his first time up. Can't help but think, Zeke, that it has something to do with just being so close to home. It's a bus ride from Fort Worth.
Could be. Yeah, they showed up, didn't hit on the field here. I'm sure they hit at their home field and just came over right before game time.
Strike to Nunez. 40 pitches now for Ben Abram. Again, he just started a couple of days ago. Went 6 innings against his former squad, the Oklahoma Sooners. Pitched well. And Josh Holliday hoping to just get an inning or 2 out of him, but he might get those 2 innings. It's just he was hoping that it would be a scoreless 2 innings.
Yeah, ran into trouble here. Gave 4 straight hits, and the last one, the 4th one, 3-run home run from Luke Boyers.
Ground ball. That's going to end the inning.
It always has a game plan. You always go over the scouting reports, give the hitters ideas about what you think. You know, now they have, you can get reports of what pitchers throw first pitch, what they're going to throw 0-1, 0-2. And he obviously knows what he's doing. And right there, they're having a good tournament. I mean, 40 runs in this tournament, got a 4 so far here in the championship game.
First time in 9 years someone else running the TCU offense. And you know, again, they were not in great shape back in March and in the lion's share of April. It takes a while for players to adjust to a new coach's system, and I'll tell you what, TJ Bruce has got him swinging really well now.
I mean, they've come a long way, and it takes the players to buy into the system as well. So hats off to both TJ Bruce and these Horned Frogs for getting it turned around.
Tyler Wolford, the Oklahoma State third baseman, swings and misses. 3rd strikeout for Chase Hoover in his 2nd straight going back to last inning.
Couple on the slider. This on the fastball from Hoover. Nothing fancy about it. I'm going to come right after him. If you can hit it, do it. Got a 4-run lead now. You can afford to attack and try to get ahead. A little different Hoover out there right now. Get that 4-run lead. I mean, that was 92 painted right there.
DH Colin Briggerman. Yeah, Hoover, no doubt, getting a little confidence after his last inning on the mound, too, as he navigated around those 2 walks he gave up, got the strikeout to get out of trouble, and then certainly the 4 runs that the Frogs scored for him in support have to help. Line drive hit well by Briggerman, but right at Nunez, 2 down.
The home run from Boyers. You can see TCU trying to keep the ball on the ground. Get the ball in the air here. You're in trouble. Unless you hit him like Luke Boyers. Hit him 20 rows up.
2 outs for David Mendham. Leading the Big 12 tournament with 9 hits. 9 for 18, a homer, and 6 runs batted in. Big Canadian. 2nd year at Oklahoma State, a transfer from South Carolina. Oklahoma State coming into this game with an RPI of 15. And based on the experts, I put that in air quotes. I don't know if you noticed that.
I saw it.
Based on the experts' prognostications, it looks like they're locked to host in Stillwater for the 2nd straight year. It's going to be the program's 48th regional. I mean, what would a postseason be without Oklahoma State in the national tournament?
Yeah, they've been there all the way back in the Big 8 days. Always a powerhouse.
Last year they hosted in Stillwater at their nice new stadium. They were the number 7 national seed, but got bounced by Arkansas. It was a disappointing exit.
Arkansas is pretty good.
Yeah, no shame in losing to the Hogs. 3-0 here to David Mendham, looking to get on with 2 outs. And he will. So that's walk number 3 allowed by Hoover. It's the first two guys in the inning with relative ease, but walks Mendham, and that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, shortstop Marcus Brown.
Second 4-pitch walk from Hoover. Again, I always use the word enigma. You get 2 outs, you got to strike out, you got to fly ball to center, and then all of a sudden you lose the zone. You're trying to throw strike, trying to end the inning a little quick, and you just lose just a little mental lapse. In the first inning, 14 of his 23 threw in the first inning were with runners in scoring position. So there was some stressful pitches for him early on. Seemed to have settled down, but now 5 straight out of the zone.
Speaking of Arkansas, here's an Arkansas native, junior Marcus Brown. 6 for 14 here at Globe Life this week with a homer and 2 runs batted in. Has started all but 1 game at shortstop this year for the Cowboys. Oklahoma State has had 3 base runners in this game already, but no hits yet against Chase Hoover.
Look at the Oklahoma State lineup. 7 batting over 300. Brown at 276, but what he gives you at shortstop, he saves a lot of runs out there. We saw in the first inning take a hit away from Austin Davis.
A lot of the coaches we've talked to this week says he's one of the best defensive shortstops in this league, bar none.
2 pretty good ones in this game right now.
And Anthony Silva, just a freshman for TCU. Hoover's going to throw over again. So Oklahoma State, a long road to get to this point. A loss to Oklahoma the very first day. Came back, beat West Virginia. Oklahoma again had to play, and they beat them on Friday, then twice yesterday over Texas Tech.
Well, you know they can come back. Did that last night. It was just their second win, being trailing after 7 innings all season.
And they were down 5. It looked like it was over.
A couple of pinch hit home runs.
2-2 pitch. Fastball down the middle, line drive into left center. Mendham around second, he'll hold there. So Mendham and Brown get aboard with 2 outs, and they turn the lineup over.
There's something going here. Had a couple base runners in the first, now 2 more in the second.
Back to the top at Zach Earhart.
Set up away, ball's in. He will drop the hands in, slice it out there in the left center.
Zach Earhart walked, stole a base, and was stranded in the first inning. Had a difficult start to the year, had a shoulder injury that he had to deal with. Nursed it through most of March and was unable to play, but since he has been healthy, he's been their everyday leadoff man and center fielder. Hit .332 last year. 31 runs batted in, so the numbers obviously down a little bit for Earhart. A critical man in this lineup for sure.
Luke Savage back up for the Horned Frogs. Hoover now with 20 pitches in this inning. 43 total.
He was able to do an escape act in the first inning, and Kirk Sarlos, there he is, second-year head coach, hoping that his young left-hander can find his way off the stage again without any damage being done.
Got this veteran Luke Savage up, ready to go.
Mendham at second, Marcus Brown at first. 2 balls and no strikes to Zach Earhart, sophomore out of Tampa. That's a strike. 2-1. Fly ball down the line, right field, long run, and not going to get there is Austin Davis as he runs out of room.
He was trying to get there.
He covers a lot of ground. The West Virginia transfer, who was first team All Big 12 last year for the Mountaineers, transfers to TCU, and he's had a nice year as the regular right fielder.
He's been solid. He was solid at West Virginia. Now coming here to TCU, been a stalwart out there in right field.
4-0 Frogs. 2-2 to Earhart. Struck him out. Hoover has done it again. They were hoping that he would be a little cleaner.
Right. You don't want to go out there and give up 4.
Another well hit ball. This time it's Carson Bowen. His first hit of the day. So the leadoff man is on for TCU.
5th hit for the Horned Frogs. 3 of them have been right over there past Wolford. This one a line drive right under the diving glove of Tyler Wolford.
Carson Bowen, another freshman for TCU, has been a rising star in the USA baseball system for years. And Kirk Sarlos just tickled to get him into the program.
I mean, we've seen what he can do on the big stage. Made a good throw to second, just a little late. Nothing he could do about it, but he gets rid of the ball quick behind the plate. Swings the bat well. And opportunity here with the tournament's leading hitter up.
Braden Taylor, 7 for 13 here in Arlington. He did strike out swinging against Abram his first time up. Talked about it being his draft year, considered the best college third baseman by many, and one of the top prospects in the country overall, regardless of position.
You talk about being in the U.S. baseball system. Braden Taylor on that national collegiate team last summer.
Braden Taylor was hitting .233 in late March. He wasn't having his typical Braden Taylor type season, but boy, has he come alive. And can't help but think, Zeke, that his success is one of the biggest reasons that TCU has had success over the last month or so.
Oh, yeah, I mean, when your star isn't hitting, it kind of, I'm not going to say it brings everyone down, but it might make you press a little more if you're not the star. And when they stop pressing, he was pressing himself, trying to do a little too much. Stars can press as well. And then he realized, I mean, he's had 2 great years before this year, and now turned it around. Doing what he's doing, breaking the all-time home run record at TCU.
Visit to the mound for Chase Atkinson. They already don't like what they're seeing here from Michael Benzer, apparently, and the bullpen is active for the Cowboys.
A lot of perplexed looks coming out of that dugout. Nolan McClain starting to warm up for Oklahoma State in their bullpen.
There he is, another 2-position star for the Cowboys.
Powerful hitter. He got a powerful arm as well.
I almost said 2-sports star, and of course the one time he was quarterback for Oklahoma State back in 2020. As Taylor walks, and Benzer might not be long for this game. 2 on and nobody out as Cole Fontenelle comes up. Well, Big 12 now on ESPN Plus, a must-have for Big 12 fans. Features more than 500 live games, like you've seen here at the baseball tournament. If you're a Big 12 fan, got to have it. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com/big-12. Chase Atkinson flashing the signals to the infield from behind home plate, and there you see Josh Holliday radioing the bullpen.
Probably saying, hurry up. We got 2 on. Nobody out. TCU with 5 hits. Three of those have been on first pitch.
That walk given up to Taylor, the first walk allowed by Oklahoma State pitching so far in this game. Frogs scored 4 last inning. Got to a great start here in the Big 12 title game. Cole Fontenelle struck out in his only at bat against Ben Abram, but He has been red hot. Hits in 30 of his last 39 games.
Swinging the bat well. It has a good hitters count right here, 2-0. Can lock in on one location right here.
And of course, he took his first at bat from the left-hand side, now hitting right-handed against Benzor. And he has been hitting from both sides of the plate. Fly ball, right field. This is going to be a tough play for Binge. He's not going to get there. Bowen will round third and hold as the throw gets in quickly. Now the base is loaded and nobody out. The Trey Richardson due up next.
Ball off the end of the bat, dropping in front of Binge out there. And fortunately, right there for Oklahoma State, he fired the ball home, and Benzer was going to cover first. Not sure why he was doing that. But the throw was a little offline, and Atkinson had to come way off from home plate to stop it from getting to the backstop. Benzer wouldn't have been back there.
Chase McClain continues to warm up for Oklahoma State. Bases loaded. Trey Richardson at the plate. He got the first hit of the game for TCU in the second. The first of 4 in a row that led to 4 runs.
Yeah, right now, TCU had an opportunity to really separate.
Benzer from the wind. It's outside. 2-0. No place to put him.
Continue to fall behind. Have to throw strikes. I think you don't want to go 3-0, so you should get a pitch to hit right here.
Fly ball, deep right center field, and nobody's going to get it. Binge can't make the catch. 1 run is in. 2 runs will score. Rounding third, trying to score Fontenelle. Here's the throw, and they got him. So Richardson delivers a 2-run double. Fontenelle is out at the plate, but now it is 6-0 TCU.
Binge does all he could do to try to get to this ball out in front of the TCU bullpen. It gets over his head and caroms back. He's able to get the ball back to the infield. And right at the end, they were holding Fontenelle up, and then all of a sudden decided to send him because the throw's offline. See the ball from Binge just airmails everyone. Offline. Wolford a good job of getting it to Atkinson. A quick tag. That's a close play.
John DeLora, the third base umpire, I think made the right decision in sending him because of where that throw went.
It was way up the line towards the left field.
Oklahoma State's able to record an out. Here's another line drive. Curtis Byrne, his second hit. No play this time as Richardson scores easily. And TCU is putting a whooping on Oklahoma State. It's 7-0.
I don't have time to write things down on my scorecard. Go up there, hacking, swinging the bat, scoring runs. 3 here in the third with 1 out. Another first pitch hit and RBI for TCU.
And here comes Rob Walton, and that's going to be it for Michael Benzer. One out, and Anthony Silva at the plate, and he'll whack at the first pitch and foul it off. Nolan McClain, a semifinalist for the Olerud Award, goes to the country's best two-way player. Has 9 home runs and 29 runs batted in as a position player. That's going to get to the backstop. And Curtis Byrne at second base.
Wide of the plate there was McLean. Atkinson barely reached it, hit off the glove into the backstop.
You mentioned this before, fifth game. Check that, 6 games in 5 days for Oklahoma State, and this is the 4th for TCU, and pitching is at a shortage for Oklahoma State, and it's really reared its ugly head here.
Played a couple of games yesterday, used some pitching. He talked to Josh Holliday, saying you might see guys that haven't pitched much all year just because that's where we are. Yes, we want to win, but we're not going to do it at a player's expense. We're not going to overthrow anyone.
Silva, a ringing single to right. Byrne is going to be held up. John DeLora, the third base coach. Six straight base runners for TCU.
And only out. Being aggressive on a throw that was offline to third. Oklahoma State had to make a good play to throw out Fontenelle at the plate. It's a good fastball from McLean, but up out over the plate.
Last time up, Luke Boyers hit a 3-run homer to right center, about 10 rows up. His 7th home run of the year. And if it weren't for Logan Maxwell injuring himself, legging out a triple against Kansas State yesterday, it's likely that Maxwell's the starting left fielder today.
Hit one, came up hobbling to third base, stayed in the game for a while. Luke Boyer's getting the start here. Veteran player for the Horned Frogs.
Junior out of Boerne, Texas. Four in the second, 3 here in the third for TCU. Looking to win their 4th Big 12 tournament title.
9 hits already in this game, 7 runs. Something about the Big 12 championship tournament. Horned Frogs like to hit and score runs in bunches.
Check the swing. They appeal to the third base umpire, John Brammer. He says he did not go around. 2-2. And now full count. Oklahoma State won games number 40 and 41 on the year yesterday. 2nd straight year of 40+ wins, and 6th in 11 seasons under head coach Josh Holliday. Kind of get the feeling, though, that maybe they've run out of gas here a little bit, the way it started.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they're running out of gas, or is it just TCU's locked in?
Fair, fair argument.
Could be a little bit of both. He ran into a buzzsaw here.
And he ran into Luke Boyers. Boyers with that home run his last time up. 3-run shot.
I think he's not excited about that.
And it's been TCU's game ever since. Payoff pitch, runner goes outside, walked him. Second walk this inning, first allowed by McLean. Now the base is loaded again for TCU. An Oklahoma State pitching staff 10th in the country in strikeouts, over 600 strikeouts on the year for the 2nd straight season. I mean, there have been so many good things that have happened for the Cowboys staff this year. It's just, you play this many games in this many days and you're bound to run a little thin. Line drive to center. Austin Davis with a base hit that's going to score another one for TCU. It's 8-0.
Early in this game, but up until the championship game, there's a run rule. There's no run rule in the championship game, so this game is going to be played 9 innings.
Austin Davis with a good-looking swing. His second hit. The Big 12 championship. And his 4th run batted in. Back to Elijah Nunez at the top of the order. He'll put it in play. This could be 2 to second for 1 and a first double play.
Now, there was some some bubble bursting going on today. So it'll be some sweaty palms in some of those rooms tomorrow waiting on the selection committee.
Oklahoma State now down 8-0 as they hit here in the bottom of the 3rd with Rock Riggio leading it off. Oklahoma is in, but barely, according to D1 Baseball. They've got a strong RPI, stronger than a lot of the bubble teams, 39, and their strength of schedule is 14.
Really good.
They swept Texas, of course, split at Stanford. So those are some good things on their resume. Line drive to center. As Oklahoma State tries to climb back into this game, the leadoff man is on here in the 3rd. The thing is, they got swept by Kansas State, and Kansas State, also a bubble team, is not in right now. And doesn't look like they're going to be. They went 2-2 here at the Big 12 tournament. They did upset the 1 seed Texas, but K-State needed to keep winning here to help their cause. I don't know if they did enough. What do you think?
Yeah, they tried their best, won a couple games, finally were sent home, but with the upsets going on around, I mean, that's, you can play as good as you want and expect to be one of the last 4 in or now 5 in, and then these Charlotte upset today. They win their conference tournament. Tulane 19-40 end up winning their conference tournament.
Yeah, that really hurts. Carson Binge fouls it off. Xavier won the Big East over UConn, so that I don't think helped their cause either. But the one that really hurts is Tulane. They were not projected to be in the NCAA tournament. In fact, under 500, nowhere close. They come through winning the American Conference, and so they steal a bid, and that hurts all the bubble teams. Kansas State, of course, one of those. The RPI of 55, it's a little high to expect to get in on Monday.
I think Oklahoma State, regardless of the outcome of this ball game, they're still projected 12th overall nationally. Yeah. I think they're safe. They'll still be safe to host, and we'll know probably before this game's over with, the host sites.
That hit him. So Chase Hoover, who has had traffic on and behind him each of the first 2 innings, now has 2 on and nobody out here in the 3rd.
At least 2 base runners. That one just off the elbow of Binge. We talked about Hoover maybe just going 2 innings, maybe 3, but with the 8-run lead, I think that changes some things. You can relax with him, leave him out there a little bit longer, but bullpen will be back up for TCU.
Atkinson walked his first time up against Hoover.
Luke Savage again throwing in the bullpen. Should be loose, but not taking long. Been up a few times.
Ground ball, and that is foul. The third base umpire, John Brammer, is calling foul ball, and the Oklahoma State faithful don't like that call.
I'd like to see it again. Ball did hit him. This ball looked like it went over the bag. You see where he's standing just outside the line. I mean, from the angle we have, it's not far foul. Yes, it did land foul, but I think that went over the bag. Once it passes the third base, it is his call. Oh, is he going to keep it foul?
No argument from Josh Holliday, just went out there for an explanation. Two strikes to the Cowboys catcher. Just missed extra bases. Some other projections from D1 baseball. Got the SEC with 7 host sites right now. Talked about the Big 12 projected to get just one, and that would be Oklahoma State and Stillwater this coming week. But 7 sites from one league, and that hit him. So Hoover has hit 2 in a row. Bases are loaded and nobody out. And even with an 8-run lead, I can't imagine Kirk Saarloos is real comfortable right now about his freshman left-hander.
Cannot be happy with that. You've got the 8-run lead. You want them to hit it. You want them to put the ball in play, but hit the last 2 and loaded the bases. If you want to get back in this game, you're getting some help. If you're Oklahoma State, bases loaded, nobody out.
Here comes Kirk Saarloos. Luke Savage appears ready. You know, on balance, I think Kirk Saarloos is really pleased with what Chase Hoover has been able to do here today. Yeah, he hit some guys. He walked some guys. Gave up a couple of hits, but up to now, no runs. And he's got through the order one full time.
I'm not sure what happened to Hoover this half inning. Saarloos is going to go to the bullpen. He gives you a couple innings, had a lot of traffic, a lot of base runners. Just haven't had that hit Oklahoma State is needing. But now, no outs, bases loaded. You have an opportunity to get right back in this ball game.
Here it's a ticklish spot with the bases loaded and nobody out. Riggio at third, Binge at second, Atkinson at first. And the Big 12 co-freshman of the year, Nolan Schubert at the plate. Gaudy numbers for Schubert. Great average, 15 home runs, 69 runs batted in.
It's a lot for a freshman. It's a lot for anyone.
First Oklahoma State player to win Big 12 Freshman of the Year since Corey Brown in '05. And he came from Michigan. He's from Durand, Michigan, small town outside of Flint. Thought he was going to be a Michigan Wolverine, but then Eric Bakich took the job at Clemson. Didn't feel like it was as good of a fit anymore and ends up in Stillwater.
How about that? Getting a 3-0 green light. You got power. You want to get back in this game with the one swing of the bat.
We talked about a lot of new blood for TCU. Same thing for Oklahoma State. Schubert's one of 23 new faces on the roster for the Cowboys. Another one sliced foul. And so now a full count here between Savage and Schubert.
Savage has a good fastball. He can run at 91 to 94. Throw changeups in there to lefties, sliders to righties.
Off speed and walked him. And so Oklahoma State will bring a run home. It's 8-1.
Went with the slider to the left-hander right there, back door. Looked like a pretty good pitch. Didn't get the call.
I think on balance, it's been a pretty tight strike zone. I mean, it's been consistently tight. Almost like a major league strike zone this week, Zeke.
Yeah. I mean, that's one that you hit the nail on the head. If it's consistent, that's good. That's all you can ask for as a player and a coach. Don't have it one way for half the game and another way the next half.
Tyler Wolford is 0 for 1, struck out swinging against Chase Hoover. Now Luke Savage is on for TCU, looking for that first out of the inning. TCU had a big second inning, followed it up with a pretty good third to score their 8 runs. And now Oklahoma State working on a big inning here in the third. Tough play. Braden Taylor steps on the bag for 1. Another run will score. But Braden Taylor on a backhand kept that from potentially being extra bases and 2 runs.
Yes, he did. If he'd have came up cleanly with it, see, hits his glove and hits his body, almost catching a break right there, not getting too far from him. Gets the lead runner. Thought about throwing to first. Wisely held on to the ball.
Schubert at second, Wolford at first, and a big swing and a miss by Colin Brueggemann. Brueggemann lined out to center. Elijah Nunez made the catch back in the second inning, so he's 0 for 1. Nothing at 2. Colin Brueggemann, 6 home runs on the year. Didn't hit his first home run until April the 11th. Then he got hot. Homered in 3 straight Big 12 games. One out. 2 runs in for the Cowboys. Another ground ball to Taylor. He'll step on the bag again, and he's going to get 2. So Oklahoma State had the bases loaded and nobody out, and they only get 2 runs.
Oklahoma still in.
Well, the Cowboys get a couple of runs last half inning, make it a 6-run game. Dominic Reed, freshman right-hander of Little Elm, Texas, who's pitched just 2 innings all year. He's going to get some work here in the Big 12 championship game, and that's just kind of how it works in a tournament scenario. You run out of arms, and who's available? Who can throw today, guys?
And I think it's great for a young man like Dominic Reed, who can come in a situation like this, throw strikes, open the eyes of that man right there, where if you need extra arms in the regional play, you know that he can handle the pressure. But right now, falling behind 3-1.
When we were down on the field by the batting cage, Josh Holliday was eyeing you up. He was wondering if you had any eligibility left.
Well, I can tell everyone right now, no. I might have eligibility, but I don't have any arm left.
Well, Dominic Reed walks the first man he faces, Carson Bowen, who has led off the last 2 innings for TCU. The Frogs sent 9 to the plate in the third and scored 4 more runs. So Bowen's aboard for Taylor.
10 hits, 8 runs for TCU. That's after going 1-2-3 in the first.
Taylor, a couple of nice plays in the field last half inning. Well, TCU get out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam. Braden Taylor's going to play this game for a long time.
Good body size. Swings the bat. You saw what he could do at third base last inning. Saw what he did before the game, getting the team around him, talking to him. A little encouragement from your leader.
Close play, they got him. Mike Morris, the first base umpire, right there, and Bowen is out. Now the umpires are going to converge next to the mound and decide whether this is going to be reviewed or not.
And Bowen immediately did the headphone.
They always do that, though. They always think they're safe.
And it worked. They're going to review this one. Looked like it got him on the up under the shoulder, but was the hand on the base yet? He's out there. He gets fooled. He started to go and came back to first. It looks like to me he's out from that one right there. Hand just was off the base.
And the evidence has to be overwhelming and indisputable to overturn the call on the field. Call on the field was out. Josh Holliday saw his team get a couple of runs in the third inning. You know that the Cowboys aren't going to stop fighting here today. Speaking of fighting, the 31st season of The Ultimate Fighter could be one of the most entertaining because Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler are the coaches. So you know there's going to be some trash talk there, Zeke.
Should have been an Ultimate Fighter.
That fits you.
Well, he went to Monaco, did Conor McGregor, went on a 65-foot yacht, so that's why.
First show premieres Tuesday night at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on ESPN. All 12 episodes will be on ESPN every Tuesday. He's Greg Swindell. I'm Clay Matvick here at Globe Life Field, Arlington, Texas. Championship game of the Big 12 as the college baseball tournament season for conference play is winding down. And of course, tomorrow's selection day on Memorial Day. For the NCAA tournament, they're going to call him out. So call on the field stands. Bowen has retired one away.
He was getting off. Looked like he was about to go when the throw was to first and just caught him in the half step. Couldn't get back.
So Dominic Reed can go back from the wind here against Taylor. The 0-2 pitch. Struck him out. So Dominic Reed walks Bowen to start the inning, but things are now starting to fall into place for the youngster.
The changeups had all three of the swings right there to Braden Taylor on a changeup.
Cole Fontenelle, TCU first baseman, second team all Big 12. He's 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a base hit. Fontenelle, a JUCO All-American at McLennan last year. Played for Mitch Thompson there. Of course, Mitch is now the head coach at Baylor. And Baylor was the one team out of the Big 12 that didn't make the conference tournament. But had to see the Bears in person this year, and Mitch is going to turn that thing around. You know it.
Oh, for sure. He's been a coach. He was at Baylor before he went to McLennan.
That's right.
So now back at McLennan. It can take a couple years to get the turnaround going and get his men in there. Good coach, and it's plan on him turning that program back around.
So Reed loses Fontenelle, and now Trey Richardson will come up again. He is 2 for 2 with a couple of runs batted in and 2 runs scored. Now the infielders are going to come in and talk. Dominic Reed buying a little more time here, it looks like.
Seen both TCU and Oklahoma State, all the infielders coming in. A little powwow, a little conversation out there on the mound with the pitcher.
I mean, they're stirring in the bullpen, but there's nobody warming up right now.
Yeah. Let this Dominic Reed try to get out of this.
There's Rob Walton. His pitching staff has really had a nice year, as we talked about earlier. Runner goes. Here comes the throw from Atkinson. Boy, it was right there, but underneath the tag was Fontenelle. Atkinson has had a really nice year. He's thrown out 13 base runners trying to steal. Almost got Fontenelle.
Yeah, both him and Bowen, both catchers in this game, throwing runners out. That was close down there. You know, we're talking about Mitch Thompson going from Baylor to McLennan back to Baylor. Well, Skip Johnson's son Tyler was his assistant, now the head coach at McLennan.
Yeah. And of course, Trey Richardson at the plate was at Baylor last year. And he's got a 1-2 count. Four runs each of the last 2 innings for TCU, and an 8-2 lead here in the Big 12 championship. Ground ball. Third baseman Wolford. Strong throw, and the inning is over. Conference USA over DBU. Xavier winning over UConn. Didn't help as well. It's going to be a leadoff base hit for David Mendham. And Oklahoma State has a leadoff man on here in the 4th inning. And that's gonna hurt Oklahoma and K-State's chances to get in. Maybe both. As of right now, they project Oklahoma to get in, K-State to be on the outside looking in.
I mean, you do all you can do. You can't control what happens in other conferences and other tournaments. Kansas State and Oklahoma did their job at just having those bubbles bursting going on around the country. Happens every year.
Marcus Brown is up 1 for 1 with a single in the 2nd inning. In the Wildcats' defense, I mean, K-State went 13-11 in league play, the 3rd best conference in the country, according to RPI, the Big 12. Now their RPI as a team is 55. That's a little high for sure. But K-State, they did some nice things during the year, including sweeping Oklahoma.
Right.
So head to head, I mean, if it comes down to those two, what do you value more, RPI or record inside the league?
Road wins. I mean, what?
Yeah, they had a lot of road wins.
Yeah.
K-State had 14.
Where do you go with
road wins? Yeah. Now for the Big 12 sake, I hope both of them get in, because it's been a great year for the Big 12.
Oklahoma's RPI better. Strength of schedule is really good. At this point, you just never know. I mean, that's why you're going to be sitting around on Monday with clenched fists, waiting for your name to be called.
What a difference a year makes. Of course, last year Oklahoma ran right through to the national finals. Lost to Ole Miss in the College World Series Championship Series. And now this year just hoping to get into the tournament.
Yeah. That's the great thing about this game. I mean, any year, different years, a lot can happen. Oklahoma last year had a really good pitching staff. A lot better pitching staff than years past. Obviously making it to that championship series.
Swing and a miss. Brown strikes out. And Luke Savage, who came on in relief of Chase Hoover last inning, has his first strikeout.
Back to the top of the order here. Oklahoma State looking to get something going. Chasing 6 here in the 4th.
That one's hit well, high and deep down the left field line, but foul. Earhart turned on it. He's only got a couple of home runs on the year, but again, his numbers are down because he dealt with a shoulder injury earlier in the season, missed almost a month.
Haven't been in that lineup as much as last year.
But now he's going to go to the right field side. Austin Davis patrolling out there. He'll put it away for the 2nd out. They'll bring up Brock Riccio. Oklahoma State, you mentioned it before, regardless of outcome here in this one, they're looking pretty good shape to be a host site next week in the national tournament. They hosted last year as well. As for TCU, I mean, there was a point back in late March early, even into mid-April, where it didn't even look like TCU was going to make the NCAA tournament. But they have been one of the hottest teams in the country over the last 6 weeks.
Got hot. That's what it takes at this time of year. Committee looks at that too. Your last 15 games, how you've been playing. TCU playing as good as anyone in the country.
13-2 in the month of May. They look like they're going to be a 2 seed somewhere. Indiana State right now projected to be a host out of the Missouri Valley Conference. Again, a lot can change. Was the projection earlier today. Campbell out of the Big South projected to be a host. The Camels have had a good year. We're going to know for sure in about 45 minutes where those host sites are. They're going to be announced. Now, Josh Holliday trotting out here wants an explanation from Casey Mosier. He thinks he got hit. Brock Riggio says he thinks he got hit. And it looks like we might get another review. I don't think it hit him.
If it did, it made a very small sound. Hit a hair on his arm or something. But the ball didn't deflect anywhere. Take a look at it.
So we're going to go to the review monitor again. Well, chance to remind you, Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals in the NHL coming to you on Monday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN. The Stars are back in the series. They're down to Vegas 3-2 in that best of 7. Coverage begins with the point at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. Of course, winner of that series gets the Florida Panthers in the Stanley Cup Finals.
It's right up your alley. Hockey.
You like hockey?
Yeah. Be happening here in Big D on Monday.
Yeah, it's right down the street, Game 6. All right, so we were talking about host sites. 7 in the SEC. Florida, Arkansas, LSU, Vanderbilt, which just won the SEC tournament before we came on the air. Alabama out of the SEC. They've got Kentucky as a host out of the SEC, and Auburn. So 7 teams out of that league. Oklahoma State, out of the number 3 RPI conference in the country, the only host out of the Big 12. What do you think of that?
Throughout, I mean, that's the way it played out this year. I mean, Texas had an opportunity. West Virginia had a really good opportunity, but came here to Arlington and went 0-2. But this week, Oklahoma State started 15, and they've creeped up to 12, playing the 5 games here this week. So they look pretty solid to be that host, regardless of the outcome of this game.
So we've got 5 teams from the Big 12 that we know are in the tournament. Potentially 6. Probably not 7.
Not at this point. Yeah, at the beginning of the week, yes, there were 7 possibilities, but a lot changes in conference tournaments as we've seen since Wednesday.
So did Brock Riggio get hit by a pitch? That's the question. The umpires are
They're on their way out.
Back looking at it.
The gate open.
Here they come. No, he did not get hit. I didn't think so.
I mean, the slightest of grazing, if it did, not enough to show up on video. The ball never moved at all.
2 balls and 2 strikes. And now it's a full count to Riggio. Mendham is at first with 2 outs. Luke Savage. He's got a Slim Jim in his back pocket. Payoff pitch. Called strike 3. Back here in Arlington, there you see Kirk Saarloos, head coach of TCU, joining us. But I don't know what it is about this tournament, Kirk, but the Horned Frogs always seem to play well. And again, this year, you're scoring up a pile of runs. What do you attribute that to?
Well, we've played in here a bunch this year, whether it be in the fall versus the Rangers, or we've practiced in here. We played our first weekend of the season in here. I think the guys are comfortable, and they're out of school, so they have nothing to focus on but baseball.
That's always fun for a young man. Kirk, you got an opportunity now. You started Hoover, you brought in Savage, you got the big lead. Feeling comfortable possibly about playing next week, the way you're going to go about your bullpen the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's the tough part. You know, you want to win a championship, but at the same time we have to always be, looking ahead to the next week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with a regional. So we got to be smart in terms of our pitching. I'm trying not to use the guys that I feel like we need to use to win a regional, because ultimately Big 12 championships are awesome. But I think this group and every group that gets to play in a regional, you're looking to win one. So, we're not going to run our, guys that we've ran out in this tournament so far. We're going to protect those arms and make sure that they're ready for next week.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Thanks. Go Frogs.
Kirk Saarloos, who last year became the first-year head coach to be named Big 12 Coach of the Year. And look at this, another hit for Curtis Byrne, the DH. 3 for 3 with 3 base hits.
And they've all been hit hard from Byrne. Came in 6 for 12, now 9 for 15 in this tournament is Curtis Byrne. Fastball just laid the head right on that one.
Now Anthony Silva, who's also got a couple of hits. Dominic Reed, second inning of work for Oklahoma State. 2 singles and a run batted in for the TCU shortstop. Kirk was talking about how comfortable they are here at Globe Life Field. Vanderbilt and Arkansas, 2 teams who are going to host a regional next week. TCU beat them both under this roof back in February. I mean, they really schedule tough. Their non-conference schedule, especially early in the year, was difficult, and TCU did just fine. Now, they ran into some trouble later, especially in March and early April, but here they are, playing their best ball right now.
It helps when you've been here. And there's teams, Kansas has never been played in this building. And they took them a game or so to get used to it. TCU said they practice here some. Played here a lot. So, yeah, it always helps when you're comfortable with your surroundings. And walking around the field during batting practice, and you look up, and this place can take some getting used to.
It's vast. Second straight year the Big 12 tournament is being hosted by the folks at Globe Life Field, the home of the Texas Rangers. Opened up in 2020. Last year was the first time the tournament was back in Arlington since 2004, when it was played across the street at the ballpark in Arlington. A walk down to Anthony Silva, 2 on and nobody out in the 5th.
Not a good start here in the 5th for Oklahoma State. A lot of base runners in this game for TCU. Choctaw Stadium over there. The old ballpark at Arlington, 1994 was then open, so it wasn't really too long ago.
Luke Boyers with 2 on and nobody out, and Boyers already has a 3-run homer in his back pocket. Shows bunt here. Long Beach State transfer Juwan Watts-Brown. There he is, the right-hander. Huge acquisition for Oklahoma State this year. He's warming up.
He was pitched good in relief in this tournament. Had 3 innings, 2 hits, 3 walks, and struck out 7 in his only appearance here.
TCU 8 for 10 with runners on in this game. Ball and a strike to Boyers. That bunt's going to roll foul. Well played by Atkinson. Let that bounce foul. Now it's 1-2 on Boyers.
You don't know once it hits that second or third little bounce which way it's going to go. You got to be right on top of it.
Good read by the catcher.
It was.
Obviously, the roof has been closed here at Globe Life Field the entire week. That keeps it a neutral playing situation for all the teams every game.
Oklahoma City was good. It was always a fun time, but you never know when the rains are going to come, and they were going to come.
Yeah.
Every year. Yeah, but now it's nice and comfortable. You know you're going to start on time. You know you're going to finish.
Takes a lot to get the ball out of here, but the one Boyers hit his last time up, he went 10 rows deep in right center. He's got a 2-2 count. And now a full count. Does it travel a little bit differently when the roof is open?
I've talked to people, and it's one or the other. I think they say it travels more with it closed than it does with it open for some reason.
Dominic Reed's payoff pitch, foul back. Ben Abrams started this game. Michael Benzer, Nolan McLean, and now Dominic Reed on the mound for Oklahoma State. There's nobody out in the 5th. 11 hits for TCU. Again, the 3-2 pitch. Eighth pitch of the at-bat coming up. Hit well, cut off. Riggio second for 1. That's all they're going to get. It's a nice play by the Oklahoma State second baseman to get 1.
You ain't kidding. Ball hit hard on 1 hop. Took a high hop on him too. Had to go up and get it and flip it underhand. Not enough time to throw Boyers out at first, but got that lead runner at second. Nice play there by Rock Riggio.
Now runners at the corners for Davis. Davis hit the ball hard his last time up, drove in a run in the 3rd inning. Davis had only 5 home runs in his 4 years at West Virginia. He's got 7 this year with the Frogs. Had him leaning again over at first. Boyers back. You'll remember Dominic Reed will pick off last inning. You got Carson Bowen leaning.
If you can time it when that runner gets out there in between the steps, that's where you had Bowen. Almost looked as if Bowen was about to take off when Reed turned to throw.
Big swing and a miss for Davis, who's 2 for 10 in the tournament. Again, TCU's only in its 4th game of the tournament. Oklahoma State is playing its 6th. Don't forget, TCU also had the luxury of an off day before that 3rd game they had to play.
That's always good. That's why you win those first 2 games. Very important. at any type of tournament like in this environment, because you guaranteed that day off. You can kind of rest your guys. Able to win that third one, and almost get a full day off again until tonight's start of this game. Because they played the 9 o'clock game yesterday morning, done by noon, and not playing until 5 o'clock today.
A decided advantage for the Frogs, and so far they're taking advantage of it here in the Big 12 title game. 0-2 to Davis. Reed's going to throw over to first again. No runs so far allowed by Reed in an inning and a third. He has given up 1 hit. That was to Byrne to start the inning. Nice stop by Atkinson. Atkinson a .996 fielding percentage. The Oklahoma State catcher, just 2 errors all year.
He also had thrown out 13 base runners. Good backstop back there for the Cowboys.
1-2 pitch, slider to short, and won't get 2, and another run is going to score. Byrne comes in, and it's now 9-2 TCU. RBI ground out for Austin Davis.
It's doing little things in games like this, getting that ball on the ground and getting the runner in. No lead big enough in championship games. Keep scoring them as often as you can.
Davis now with 45 runs batted in on the year. 2 RBI night for the right field. Back to Elijah Nunez, the leadoff man. Who's 0 for 3, grounded into a double play his last time. We're going to be talking with Josh Holliday next inning. We talked to him for a good bit before the game about their approach tonight. It was a conversation that was more heart than strength. You got the feeling. Just, you know, this team is worn out. You know, you have to battle through the losers bracket. He said, I guarantee you my guys are going to fight hard. Now, are we going to have enough arms? That's to be seen. But we're
going to play hard.
They're going to play hard.
And they want to win this game.
Comebacker Reed to first. The inning is over, but TCU gets another one. There you're looking at Josh Holliday, the 11th year head coach of the Cowboys. Coach, I know it's been a long, hard week coming through the losers bracket. Yesterday, 2 emotional wins over Texas Tech to get to this point, and your guys are fighting hard. How do you claw back into this thing?
Well, we're facing a pretty good one right now. Savage is one of the better relief pitchers in the conference, so he doesn't give you much to hit. He sinks it pretty good and throwing some really nice sliders. So we're going to have to find a few guys to get on base, maybe fire one off in these big old deep gaps, try to get something going or wear him out enough to get him out of the game. But they got a good staff and they got guys lined up. We're just going to have to battle. It's the way these tournaments are, and get into game 6, you just got to keep digging into your courage each pitch.
It's been, like we talked about, it's been a long week, a lot of games, but you have an opportunity in this game maybe to see some arms that you haven't seen a lot of.
Yeah, that's right, Greg. Dom, the last 2 innings, I've been really pleased with how he's competing. He hasn't pitched a lot, but he's got a plus changeup. He's competing, he's handling himself well. They're a tough offense. If you give them anything, they run the bases well. They don't swing at pitches out of the zone, and they're strong. They got good players. So he's 2 innings from him so far have been very good, and we're just looking to get more guys in there, but we can't get overextended. We have a limit on the pitches certain guys can throw based on where we're at this weekend, and it's going to take everybody to get through it.
Coach, do you feel pretty good about your chance to be at home next weekend?
I hope so. I mean, ooh, that ball's hit good. Go. Right on. I hope so. Obviously, you try to take care of your own business, which is winning. It usually helps the cause. We've won 4 games here against good baseball teams all week long. And so, yeah, I hope that, as a regular season co-champion and playing all the way to the finals, hopefully for the Big 12, that would be something that that ball club and that resume would earn.
All right, Josh, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Coach Josh Holliday, 403 wins in 11 years at Oklahoma State. 3 super regionals, of course, a College World Series in 2016. His dad's proud. You know, just a great baseball family.
I coached with his dad, Tom, 1 year at Texas, a volunteer coach. Won a national championship that year. So that was a good year to volunteer coach there. Been around that family a long time. Good baseball family.
Carson Binge and Chase Atkinson, a couple of lineouts to the outfield to start the 5th inning.
His nephew Jackson was the #1 pick in the draft last year by the Orioles. And there's another one coming up behind him.
He's established a great program at Oklahoma State under his tutelage. It was already established, of course, but he's brought in some great minds, some great baseball minds on the coaching staff. Not the least of which is Robin Ventura.
Guy's a 58 game hitting streak when he was in college. Knows a little bit about it. Managed in the big leagues. Baseball mind like you're talking about. Jordy Mercer coaching first. Rob Walton, one of the best pitching gurus out there, has been with him for a while.
Robin Ventura's at a wedding this week, so he's not here in Arlington, but he's going to be back with the team for the regionals that start next weekend. Nolan Schubert at the plate now. 1-2 the count, as Luke Savage just missed, having a 1-2-3 inning. Two and two. Last year's 42 wins were the most for Oklahoma State in a season since that 2016 run into Omaha. A win tonight, they can match that. 42 wins with a victory here in the Big 12 championship, but they've got a long way to go. Down 7 now.
30-35 is a good year at this level. You get in the 40s, you're talking really good.
Ground ball to the first baseman. It's over his glove and into right field. That just took a bad hop on Cole Fontenelle. And Nolan Schubert has his first hit.
He was right there, ready to get this ground ball. Hits in front of the plate and then a big hop right there. Trey Richardson almost with a good effort to get that watch. He's ready to field this baseball, and then oops, nothing you can do about that. Good effort out there by Richardson.
Tyler Wolford, a strikeout back in the 2nd inning, reached in a fielder's choice in the 3rd. He's 0 for 2. Oklahoma State battled injuries early in the season. They're playing well right now. Carson Bowen is going to lead off an inning for the 3rd time in this game. Single and a run scored for Bowen. 6 wins for Watts Brown. A lot of strikeouts, 115 on the year. High fly ball right field. Binge coming in, long run, and he'll get there. 1 away.
A lot of room out there, right down the line, like no man's land, but it was way up there. So all 3, first, second, and right, had opportunity, and Ben's able to get underneath them.
Tulane winning the American Conference Seek. That's probably the one that hurts K-State and potentially Oklahoma the most.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're a bubble team, Tulane stealing a bid like that really hurts you.
It hurts. I mean, they probably weren't even supposed to win a game in the tournament, but this is what makes postseason conference tournaments so great, because anything can happen, and we've seen it today. It's good for schools, but then when you're on the bubble, right there at the bottom and you just work below that line. It's not a good feeling.
Braden Taylor 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored.
That hit the concrete by the backstop, went all the way back out to the mound. We saw that happen once in the tournament. Came back to Pelletier for Kansas State and able to throw out a Texas base runner.
Hit well to center, backing off his Earhart. He's going to make the catch. Taylor gave it a long ride. Nothing to show for it. He's hitless in this game, but he has 7 in the tournament and 9 runs batted in. So he's had a great week, just nothing today.
I love it when outfielders, that ball hit, and a lot of outfielders will pick a point that they go to. Earhart turned his head complete back to the infield and ran to a spot, and that's right where the ball was. That's awesome.
That's how it's supposed to be done, but rarely is.
Right.
First pitch swinging is Fontenelle, and that's going to bounce into center field. Earhart will gather that up and send it back in. A 2-out base knock for Fontenelle, his second hit.
Another first pitch base hit for TCU.
You know, and we've seen the Frogs do that a lot throughout the week.
I mean, it's usually the best one you're going to see if it's a fastball. Trying to get ahead, trying to get that first strike. Watts Brown, not an easy guy to hit. Talk about all the strikeouts. You don't get him early on a fastball, then you'll see the slider. 6 first pitch hits for TCU in this game.
Jerron Watts Brown, a freshman All-American at Long Beach State last year. His honorable mention All Big West. Won 4 games, took 4 losses last year for the Dirtbags. Comes to the Big 12. He's got 6 wins in this conference so far.
He's got a loose arm. Shows a lot of energy on the mound. You talked about the strikeouts. You get over 100. It's a pretty solid year.
Product of Hanford High School, Hanford, California. Started football and basketball as well. Good-looking athlete. 1 strike to Trey Richardson, who has a couple of hits in 3 trips. Has driven in 2, has scored twice.
That's the one right there. When he gets ahead of you, it's all that swing. Richardson talked about a couple hits. Was fooled by that one. Good slider from Jerron.
Fontenelle's got 19 stolen bases on the year. Sent it before. 127 for TCU as a team. Most in the conference. They have 6 guys with 12 or more. There goes Fontenelle. Ground ball left side. Wolford cuts it off. Will throw to first, and that ends the inning. Mike Rooney gets inebriated in that studio.
Quadratic.
Not literally. I just think he gets intoxicated by the environment.
Sure.
Yeah, he loves this time of year.
He loves what he's doing.
Mike Rooney was with us all week here at Globe Life Field for the Big 12 tournament. Jumped on a plane this morning to get to Bristol, where he will take you through squeeze play for the NCAA tournament, regionals, and then he'll be there for the supers as well. Does a great job in studio.
He'll probably be just sleep in the studio.
Yeah, might.
Some of those games get long.
Colin Brigham, David Mendham, and Marcus Brown here in the 6th inning for Oklahoma State. They scored 2 in the 3rd, and that's it so far. So they trail 9-2 here in the Big 12 title game. 12 hits for TCU, just 4 for Oklahoma State. Luke Savage, reliever for TCU, came on in the 3rd inning with 1 out. and he is not allowed a run. You heard Kirk Sarlos talk about Savage too. Wants to run with this guy for a while.
A rubber arm. He's a guy you know that you can run with him for a while here and still be ready next week.
From deep second base, Richardson lobs it over to first to retire Brigham. One away for the Cowboys. Mendham coming up. Singled his last time up. He's been on twice. Also had a walk in the second.
He's had a good tournament for the Cowboys. 10 hits in the 6 games.
Richardson again from shallow right field.
Threw it up the line over there at first. Well, Farnell had to get out of the way.
Next pitch here for Savage. Be 50. You just got to budget the work for your staff, because Friday gets here quick, as the national tournament will have TCU somewhere, likely as a 2 seed. And for Oklahoma State, it's anticipated that they're going to be at home in Stillwater next week as a national host.
We'll get here in a hurry. Playing now, your Big 12 tournament is the last tournament being played around the country.
Line drive snared by Fontenelle, and that does it. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Savage. Clay Matvick and Greg Swindell, you can call him Zeke. Great to have you along here for the championship game. Curtis Byrne, Anthony Silva, Luke Boyers for the Frogs. Curtis Byrne, Zeke, has been on fire. Pun intended.
Pun intended.
He's got 3 hits today. He is 9 for 15 with a couple of home runs here in the tournament.
Start looking at all tournament teams. He had a single back in the 2nd inning, but that's been changed to a double, which is what we thought it was in the first place.
That's right. You're never wrong.
Yeah.
Why do they call you Zeke, by the way?
My brother was Zork. Why wouldn't I be Zeke?
Gotcha.
There's a longer story than that, but his nickname was Zork. So one day I was Zeke. Better than the one I had when I was younger, which we won't go into.
Well, that missed. So Jerron Watts-Brown walks Byrne to start the 7th. Now, Jerron Watts-Brown is going to be a key arm for the NCAA tournament, which starts on Friday. How long do they go with this guy in a situation where they're down 7 runs, where they're going to be needing all hands on deck this coming weekend?
Just 17 so far. He did throw 50 plus in his 3 innings earlier this week. But another guy, you can just tell by the way he's out there, he's got a rubber arm. And he can save a couple more arms for an inning or so, at least in this one. And then once you get to regional play, if something happens early in Friday and Saturday, he would be that guy to come in one of those games. If not, he would be the guy to throw on Sunday.
Anthony Silva, 2nd team All Big 12 shortstop. Just a freshman out of San Antonio, product of Clark High School. 6'2", 200 pounds. This guy is going to be the figurehead of this program in years to come. You can just see it. He's got that makeup.
Yeah, 6'2", 200. Good sized young man.
Hit high, not very deep to center. Earhart is there. He'll make the catch. And Byrne will hustle back to first.
Tell by Silva's demeanor. We've seen his athletic ability is outstanding. To do what he's done as a true freshman is not easy to do.
Luke Boyers gave TCU a comfortable lead in the second inning. His home run, a 3-run shot, made it 4-0. And it's been all TCU since.
4 in the second, 4 in the third. Broke it open early.
So TCU with 46 runs. Make it 45, excuse me. That ties the amount they had in 2016, which is a year that they won the Big 12 tournament. But look at how TCU does at the Big 12 tournament since joining the league in 2013. Very offensive when they get here.
And this is in a controlled environment. There's no breeze, there's no sun, there's no clouds, there's no rain. That's a lot of runs, averaging 11 runs a game.
By the way, it is just pouring outside here in Arlington. And thankfully the roof is closed here. We're going to carry right on. No rain delay for us.
I don't feel anything. I see it though.
Big 12 is doing it right.
Yeah, this is good.
Having it here, home of the Texas Rangers. This is the second year at Globe Life. That's in the dirt. Atkinson's going to have to run after it. And now Byrne goes over to second base with one out.
Oh, it didn't hit Boyers. It was right at his feet.
Full count. Got him with the slider down and in. Strikeout of Boyers, 2 away.
Slider from Lutz Brown is the equalizer. Tough on lefties, really tough on right-handers.
Austin Davis has driven in a couple of runs for the Frogs today, 2 of the 9. And a single in the third. Last conference championship to be decided in the country, the Big 12. And the Horned Frogs trying to win their 4th Big 12 tournament title since joining the league a decade ago. As it happens, it could be the 3rd time beating Oklahoma State to do it. They did it in 2014 and beat the Cowboys in the 2021 title game as well.
Does a lot for both these programs. Been doing it for a while. TCU 7-3. Their last 10 meetings against Oklahoma State. Looking to up that in this one.
2 teams playing their best ball at the right time. TCU 13-2 in May. Oklahoma State, they've won 18 of their last 22. It's fouled off. Just got a piece of it to stay alive. Austin Davis. This ball boy's been working hard. Ball girls this week here at Globe Life Field. They deserve a big thank you too.
That's a pretty good sprint. Back behind home plate and to home plate.
Byrne out at second. The 1-2 pitch popped up. Foul ground. It's going to stay in play. It will not. Guy with the cowboy hat had a great chance to make a beautiful play and impress everybody in his section
on national television.
And he fumbled it.
He stayed with it, didn't panic at all. Hands were there, just Couldn't secure it. Can't believe it.
Oh, he's blaming somebody. 1-2 pitch. Poked it out into center field. That's a base knock. Austin Davis, his third run batted into the game. And now Davis has to dive back into first, but he gets there.
A heads-up play by Atkinson right there. Knowing the ball wasn't hit hard, that Byrne was going to come around and score easily, left his position. Could have got Davis rounding first. You said it perfect. Just reached out and poked it into center field. Everybody getting their position. Burns comes around easy. And right there, you can see Atkinson run around the infield.
So another run here in the 7th for TCU. They lead at 10-2. You mentioned it before. They have played with a run rule all week here in Arlington, but because this is the championship game, we're going to play 9.
And TCU has 2 run rules this week.
That's right. Run ruled K-State in 7 innings on Wednesday, and then run ruled Kansas in 8 innings on Thursday. Scored 16 in the first game, 14 in the second game.
When you're averaging over 11 a game, that's going to happen. And your pitching staff has to throw the ball good too to get those.
The pitching has been absolutely great for TCU this week. Runner goes, that throws offline. It's going to scoot away, but not far enough for Davis to advance to third. He's at second now. Elijah Nunez.
Riggio kind of playing him out there. Ball gets off the glove of Marcus Brown. Thinks he can go, but Riggio just kind of letting that ball roll, hoping he can go.
You're talking about the TCU pitching. You know, Ben Abel, the left-handed reliever yesterday, very impressive in that win over K-State. Goes 3 1/3 scoreless innings to eliminate the Wildcats. The bullpen for TCU, especially this last month, has been really good.
You can rely. I mean, Abel, a freshman, one of those talented freshmen.
Well, that's a strikeout. Nunez goes down swinging. He'll walk back to the dugout as it's stretch time here at the Big 12 Championship, presented by Phillips 66, and it's time now for God Bless America.
140 spring sport events, coverage from multiple Big 12 championship tournaments, plus original content. You can sign up today at ESPNplus.com/Big12Net. Fansville. This season, conference lines are being redrawn. The coaching carousel is going off the rails, and mansplaining is becoming a real issue.
Thought it was coming.
It is.
You want to sing it?
God bless. You don't want me to sing the entire one.
We're going to let somebody else take us through God Bless America. You're off the hook. Actually, we're all off the hook.
Yes.
Please turn your attention to the third baseline for a special performance of God Bless America from local up-and-coming artist Abraham Alexander.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairie to the ocean. White with foam and God bless America. My own sweet home. God bless
That's right, fans. Let's hear it for Abraham.
Luke Savage was really good in middle relief for TCU. He pitched 4 innings, didn't give up a run, only a couple of hits. He earned the nickname the Macho Man.
He did.
Zach Earhart at the plate. Walk, a strikeout, and a flyout. Again tomorrow, high noon Eastern time. 11 o'clock Central. On ESPN2 will be the selection show for the national tournament. There's some teams that feel real good about getting in. In fact, both of these teams, even though nothing is guaranteed, I guess, feel really good about going somewhere for the NCAA tournament. In fact, projections have Oklahoma State to be a host site next week. So one of the top seeds.
They were like a 12th seed, so I don't think a loss right here will move them any. And obviously with a win, TCU will get that automatic bid, so they know they don't have to wait till tomorrow. They know they're in. They just have to wait to find out where they're headed.
In fact, the host sites are official now, so we're going to show those to you in just a sec. It's going to surprise both of us because we haven't seen them yet. We think Oklahoma State's going to be a host site. Feaser's pitch. Called strike 3 in the outside corner, 1 down. All right, so here they are, folks. The host sites for this year's tournament. This is alphabetical order by city. Auburn, Alabama. Baton Rouge. Charlottesville, Virginia. Clemson, South Carolina. Columbia, South Carolina. Conway, South Carolina, getting a regional. Coastal will host. Coral Gables, Fayetteville. Gainesville, Florida. Lexington, Kentucky. The Wildcats of Kentucky will host. Vandy's hosting. Stanford. The Stillwater Regional will be a site next weekend, so Oklahoma State will host. Terre Haute, Indiana is going to be a host site, so congratulations to Indiana State. The Sycamores are hosting. Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Winston-Salem. So Wake Forest, who's had an outstanding year, will be a host site.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, they're #1 in the nation. How about 3 in South Carolina? Stanford, the only one out west.
This is a pinch hitter for Oklahoma State.
Jackson Kroll pinch hitting here for Oklahoma State.
Rock Riggio had his second hit just moments ago. So now that you've seen that, we kind of expected the Cowboys were going to host, but now that you've seen that, you have any arguments with what the committee picked for host sites?
No, I really don't. I mean, all those schools are deserving. I mean, they've sat in rooms and tried to figure this out. I have no problem with it. A lot of good schools that are well deserving of it. Some who haven't hosted in a while, so that's good as well.
Josh Holliday wasn't convinced it was a slam dunk before the game. He felt pretty good, but I'm sure that it'll be a relief to him to find out that they will be at home next weekend.
Postseason coming to Stillwater.
I was pretty sure. I was pretty sure about the Cowboys being a host.
Well, each day,
especially after yesterday.
Each day they've crept up 1. They were 15 when the week started, now at 12.
Get on the hands, little jam shot. Oh, we're going to get one. Richardson playing coy out there, trying to get the double play. And I think the freshmen didn't expect him to do that. They got their wires crossed. They do get one, so no harm, no foul as Kroll is forced out.
When it's hit that soft, a lot of times the hitter won't really bust it down to first base.
All right, should say, Riggio is forced out. Kroll is aboard with the fielder's choice. Atkinson to hit now.
Kroll was getting down the line. If Richardson, you're wanting the runner to slow down. That's the reason you let it drop, try to get a double play.
Just the one host site out west, Stanford. Kind of a weird year this year. The host sites don't go west. Stillwater, Oklahoma.
There was a year where I did the Lubbock Regional, and that was the furthest one west. So that was
just the one site west of Stillwater, Stanford. So South Carolina Gamecocks get a host. That makes it 8 SEC host sites.
We were thinking it could be 8, and it is 8.
South Carolina was the one team that was kind of on the bubble to be a host, but they're going to be at home. Yeah. Walked him. Atkinson aboard. As Colin Feaser gives up his first free pass. And Nolan Schubert will come up for the 4th time. He has a single in 3 trips. Also drove in a run with a walk back in the 3rd. A bases loaded walk. It's the last time Oklahoma State put any runs on the board. 2 runs coming in the 3rd inning.
And a big opportunity that 3rd inning. At the bases loaded, got a couple in, and then hit into an ending inning double play.
We said earlier that Campbell was a projected host. The Camels are locked out. They didn't get one. That's too bad for Campbell. They had a great year, but they're going to be a tough 2 seed somewhere. You know that.
No, you know that. They didn't have it playing well all season. Have the Camels.
Here are the host sites one more time. Again, this is alphabetical by city. And just the one spot for the Big 12. Stillwater will host. Texas and West Virginia came into this Big 12 tournament in the conversation to be host sites, but the Longhorns went 0-2. West Virginia went 0-2 here. Plus, West Virginia lost its last series of the regular season, got swept by Texas, and so they've lost 5 straight. That didn't work out well for West Virginia to get a host site, so they don't, and neither do the Longhorns. But again, both of those schools are going to be tough 2 seeds. So.
Yeah, they're going to be playing somewhere. West Virginia, number 6 in the nation, coming in to that weekend where Texas swept them. Hadn't lost 2 games in a row all year, but ended up losing the last 5, hurting their chances for hosting.
2 balls and a strike to Schubert. Four ACC schools, 8 SEC schools, 1 from the Big 12.
They're playing good all year, both those conferences. Number 1 and 2 RPI, deserving, in my opinion.
Just 1 from the Pac-12. Hit high, hit deep. This has a chance, and it is gone into the bullpen. Goodbye, home run. Nolan Schubert. And Oklahoma State has made it a 5-run game. It's 10-5. 3-run shot for Schubert.
Freshman of the year in the Big 12. Got the fastball. Hitters count. 3-1. You fall behind. Good hitters aren't going to miss fastballs. 16th right there for Schubert. Cutting the lead in half. The life over there in the Cowboy dugout. 104 on the season for the Cowboys, leading the Big 12 in the home run category.
And now here comes the hero from yesterday. Aiden Miola is going to pinch hit in Tyler Wolford's spot. Miola and the walk-off homer against Texas Tech. His first hit since March 24th. Had a thumb injury, missed 25 games. We got healthy just in time to help Oklahoma State get to the Big 12 championship game. Low throw, dug out nicely by Fontenelle at first. I mean, that's a big league pick.
Ian Doherty will now be catching Riley Taylor.
Kroll stays in the game in center field, and Earhart moves over to right. Well, this has got to be a nerve-wracking but exhilarating experience, I'm sure, for the young Riley Taylor.
Yeah. And sitting around, working out, practicing, throwing inter squads all season. Now you get your chance to get an opportunity here in the championship game, the Big 12 tournament.
3 years with the team, and the first time he's made an appearance in a game.
Good for this young man.
How about that? Some movement on it too. 91 miles an hour. 2-2 to Carson Bowen, who's been a tough out this week. Got him to roll over. The third baseman, Wolford, charging. Not in time. Carson Bowen beat it out. That was a tough play for Wolford. Braden Taylor.
How about for Carson Bowen? Fourth time he's led off an inning in this game against 4 different pitchers each time.
Popped up. And that's going to get out of play. Miola over there to give it a look. Braden Taylor doesn't have a hit in this game yet, but boy, has he got a bunch in this tournament. He's got 7 total.
And owning that third base position as well.
Bowen's going to get to second.
How about this little nugget? It'll be the first time since the 64-team bracket format started in 1999 that there will be no regional hosts in the state of Texas.
This is hit high and deep to right field. On the warning track. Earhart looking up. He'll watch it go. Goodbye home run. Braden Taylor. His 21st of the year. And TCU will get 2 back. That's 12-5.
He wanted to get in on the action. There, every starter except Nunez now without a base hit. Braden Taylor getting that 2-run home run. 5 rows up in right field.
all those runs, and that's really just the second home run for TCU today. Boyers had that 3-run shot in the second, a 2-run shot here for Taylor in the 8th. They've had a lot of base hits, just those 2 home runs, but
right through the infield.
Yeah, a lot of stuff on the ground, a lot of line drives, 15 hits in total.
11 singles, 2 doubles, 2 home runs.
The other big news about the NCAA tournament, we've seen this coming for several weeks, but no Florida State. The last time Florida State wasn't in it, you got to go back to the 1970s. It's 44 straight years that they've been in the national tournament.
That was a great run for Florida State.
Swung on and missed. Fontenelle strikes out. So Riley Taylor, his first strikeout as a college pitcher.
You got to really tip your hat to the young man. Being there 3 years and never appearing in a ball game and getting your opportunity. It's been a long road for him.
And he's doing his team a great service here as he's going to eat up a couple of innings, perhaps, as they don't have to use somebody else before the NCAA tournament starts on Friday.
Both sides, we heard the head coaches saying that they're not going to use their main guys. I mean, the couple guys we've seen for Oklahoma State come out and throw just to get some throwing in. Luke Savage is always going to throw for TCU, but guys that haven't thrown very often, bring them in there, save your arms.
Down and into Richardson. He had hits in his first 2 plate appearances, including an RBI double in the 3rd inning. 2 for 4. There's a 3-0 fastball for a strike from Taylor. And he fills out the count. Back up the middle, base hit. No, cut off by Riggio. He was playing right behind the bag.
You would think off the bat, see him right up there, just on the second base side. This right back up the middle off the mound. Nice little spin turn. Very nice play, Trey Richardson. Didn't think so. Thought he had another knock, but a good play by Riggio.
Riley Taylor has done a nice job filling up the strike zone. He's been right there. Curtis Byrne hasn't been out yet. He has scored 4 times. 3 hits and a walk. So we're going to name him later, but who's your vote for player of the game so far in this one?
Curtis Byrne.
You just jinxed the guy. Always fun to hang out with you and Runes and Keith Moreland, all of our friends here in Arlington, Texas.
Always fun. Always seems that first day, the 4 games gets a little long. Second day, 4 games, but then all of a sudden it's Sunday and it's a championship game.
It's good to see Victor Rojas.
Yes.
Called a handful of games early on in the tournament. Bottom of the 8th inning here, Oklahoma State down 12-5. But they know that they're going to be a host next week. It was announced just about a half an hour ago. Oklahoma State in Stillwater.
I'm sure the word's gotten down to the dugout by now. Nice changeup curveball right there from Feezer. And Brigham way out in front of that one.
Brigham's 0 for 3. 6 hits for Oklahoma State. One down.
Right out in front of the plate. Bounced one hop all the way out there to Fontenelle at first.
So it looks real good for the Big 12 to get 5 teams into the NCAA tournament. We already know Oklahoma State is in. Whoever wins this game is an automatic. So it looks like TCU's going to be a 2 seed somewhere. Texas and West Virginia also likely 2 seeds. And Texas Tech, they're projected to be a 3 seed somewhere. Maybe 6 teams from the Big 12 get in. Oklahoma and K-State, though, they're sweating it tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, you have to be. I mean, with the upsets that have been going on around the nation, you know, we've talked about it right now. Oklahoma is one of those last 5 in at this moment. And with the upsets, Kansas State's kind of been bumped below the line.
The Sooners hanging their hat on their RPI, a 39 RPI and a 14 strength of schedule. Those are both decent numbers to be an at-large, but there's no guarantee. Pulled foul. David Mendham.
How about that play out there? Caromed off the fence right to him.
Chris Griffith.
Like it's nothing.
He's our right field up. Doug Williams is in left field. As for the championship game, we bring in
championship umps.
Outfield umps, yeah. 2-1. Second hit for David Mendham. He's 2 for 3. Been on base 3 times. Yeah, he's had a great tournament.
He has. Continues to swing the bat well. That's what you want in this situation. It's 12-5 here in the bottom of the 8th. You never want to give up an at bat. These 2 teams are going to play next week. Some players will just cash it in and go up there, take every at bat seriously, get ready for next week.
Cowboys shortstop Marcus Brown, he had a hit back in the 2nd inning. Struck out and lined out his last 2 times out. 277, 9 homers and 36 runs batted in. Not a bad average, not bad power out of your 9-hole.
No, but he can. What he does at shortstop makes up for everything else. A good range, good arm, good flow.
Fontenelle could have a double play. And he will, as Mendham runs into the tag. And they're not done yet. Here we go into the 9th, and they have 3 more outs to work with.
Yeah, they've completely torn the cover off the ball. Averaging 12 runs a game in this tournament, and it's nothing new. They do a lot, score a lot of runs in the Big 12 tournament.
Anthony Silva, Luke Boyers, and Austin Davis, the scheduled hitters for TCU here in the 9th. 7-run lead, 12 runs on 15 hits. And TCU 3 defensive outs away from a 4th Big 12 tournament title since joining the league 10 years ago.
It seems like every year they're in this position. Obviously always putting themselves in position for regional play.
Silva goes down as Riley Taylor gets his 2nd strikeout. Here's Curtis Byrne. He's our Phillips 66 player of the game. 3 for 4, a double, and 4 runs scored.
Really good night for that young man. Had a single, but changed it to a double. Was on base 4 times, scored every time.
Thanks to Phillips 66 again for sponsoring the Big 12 baseball tournament. It started back on Wednesday. Seems like one day ago. It's gone so fast. One down for Boyers. Riley Taylor making a nice play. 2 down. He's got to feel great right now.
That ball hit hard. Reacted good to it, made the grab. Could have been a base hit up the middle.
You know, it'd be easy for a guy like Taylor to get his head down with the program for 3 years, never gets into a game, sticks with it though, and here he is getting some action in the Big 12 championship.
He's feeling it. He's feeling it right now. Working his second inning.
He has retired 5 in a row. Line drive, and that's going to end that streak. As Austin Davis gets his 3rd hit of the game.
Yeah. Rock Riggio throwing it behind Davis. They have a little game going out there. Last time he was on second, let the ball roll around to see if he would go. That time throwing behind him, they got a little chuckle from each other.
Elijah Nunez, the only guy in the TCU order tonight who doesn't have a hit. He's 0 for 5. Struck out his last time. Be a fun trip back to Stillwater for Oklahoma State, even if they do lose this ball game. It doesn't look good right now, down 7, because they know that they're going to be a host this week, and that's an important accomplishment.
And you can go back and probably have the day off tomorrow.
Right.
6 games in 5 days. Played your hearts out to get to where they are. Go home, sleep in your bed, and have a little selection show get together tomorrow. Find out who's coming to Stillwater.
And for TCU, they've got a short trip back home to Fort Worth. We're about 15-20 minutes down the road from Fort Worth, so they're not going to be a 1 seed in a regional, but they're going to be a good 2 seed that's going to give somebody nightmares when it's announced tomorrow.
Score stays, you also are tournament champions.
Nunez trying to get aboard. 3-0 count, 2 outs. Strike. Davis not even leading off now. He's just standing on the bag. It's like, don't throw over here anymore. All right, now he's going to take a lead.
Now he's going to go.
And he walked him. '31st season of The Ultimate Fighter could be one of the most entertaining. Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler, they're the coaches. First show premieres Tuesday night at 10 Eastern on ESPN. So 2 on, 2 out. Riley Taylor just trying to get 1 more out. Get Oklahoma State back in the dugout. They've got 3 outs to work with at the bottom of the 9th. Carson Bone, a good rip. He's got 2 hits. 2 for 4. His batting average .348 now. What a year for Carson Bone. Team's leading hitter.
A backstop back there.
Just a freshman.
No.
There's Riggio again. Shaded up the middle, and Bowen is out. And a home run and 7 RBIs.
Pretty good fuzz right there. 96. from right.
Think about Oklahoma State's year. 15 wins during the regular season in conference play, and 4 more here during the conference tournament. Definitely deserving of the host seed next week.
Exactly.
Chopper off the bat of Holt, and it's going to go foul. This will be win number 37 on the season for TCU. They were picked to win the Big 12 regular season back in the preseason. Ended up finishing 4th. Youth and injuries. They didn't get out to the start they wanted to in Big 12 play, but it certainly came together in the month of May. This is going to be their 14th win in May against 2 losses.
Pretty solid this time of year. Great for your resume.
Holt strikes out, 1 away. And Sylvester is going to pinch hit. Most championships in the Big 12. Well, Texas, they've got 5. Oklahoma, they won it last year. They've got 3. About to be 4 for TCU. Bo Sylvester hit Oklahoma State's first home run of the season on February 18th against Vanderbilt in the college baseball showdown right here at Globe Life. And his second career home run came yesterday in the second semifinal against Texas Tech. So kind of a bookend to his season, but he's going to get another plate appearance here in the Big 12 tournament in this one.
Part of that comeback yesterday.
They looked like they were done. 5-0 in the 7th, and they came back, scored 6 runs in the last 2 innings, including Miola's walk-off, which won it.
And they wanted this championship today. Just ran into a TCU team averaging 12 runs a game here in the tournament.
I also think the number of games caught up with them. The day off for TCU, a big benefit to them. They only played 3 games in 4 days.
A lot of energy yesterday in those 2 games. Emotional victory last night.
It's draining. Now full count here to Sylvester. See some smiles there, even in a bad situation in this game. Cowboys feeling good. Sylvester strikes out. And the Pokes will send up another pinch hitter with 2 down in the 9th. This is Noah Turley.
$14,673 the record for a 1-game session here at the Big 12 tournament.
And the TCU fans on their feet. They're getting froggy, ready to jump. 2 strikes. tournament for TCU. They run the table in Arlington. Their 4th title and 2nd in 3 years. TCU wins the Big 12 tournament.
No doubt about who was the best team here this week. 4-0 were the Horned Frogs, averaging 12 runs a game were the Horned Frogs. Congratulations to them. Congratulations on a regular season to the Oklahoma State Cowboys as well. But the Frogs ran it through here, not far from home, winning this one. Automatic bid. Now they know for sure they'll be going somewhere. Just where, they'll find out tomorrow.